Debate on the report of the Joint Select Committee which examined the Sexual Harassment Bill will begin next Tuesday. That's the word from Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange. She gave an update on that bill and the Domestic Violence Act while speaking to the House of Representatives on Tuesday.
Gender Affairs Minister Olivia Grange says amendment to the Domestic Violence Act will include a new definition of domestic violence as not only physical but also psychological, emotional and sexual.
The effect of this important update will mean that for the first time, men or women who control their partners through threats or by restricting their personal or financial freedom could face sanctions in the same way as those who are physically violent towards them. We will also widen the threshold to be met in obtaining protection orders from the court to give greater protection to those who need the orders to keep abusers away.
Minister Grange says the amendment also notes increase in penalty for breach of protection order from $10,000 to $1 million.
We are serious about ending domestic violence. The Chief Parliamentary Council is preparing the amendments which I expect to bring to this House before the end of this month.
Turning to the report of the Joint Select Committee established to consider the Anti-Sexual Harassment Bill, the Gender Affairs Minister says the report contains recommendations following extensive consultations. She says when this bill becomes law, it will be a blow to sexual harassment by bringing relief to victims, punishment to perpetrators.
We anticipate that the passage of the anti-sexual harassment legislation and the amended Domestic Violence Act will lead to an increase in the reports of cases of abuse, as victims who are now suffering in silence will be emboldened to make a complaint. And Madam Speaker, I just want to indicate here that the Sexual Harassment Bill in particular is going to demand a culture change. Here in Jamaica, there are times when individuals, they don't mean to be rude, but some men like to touch. Some men like to say things. It's kind of a natural thing for our men. And, Madam Speaker, no one is telling them they can't do it, but they must be able to judge if the receiver is going to welcome it. That is going to be the test. So, I'm just saying to my colleagues, men and women, that you're going to have to think twice when this legislation is passed.
For the news on PBCJ, I'm Simone Absalom Gale.